All right. Derek, if you want to start things off for post media.
Sure. Hey, Jonathan, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you too.
Yeah, just obviously want to ask you about going into Mexico and the challenge in front of you guys and you know, how much confidence you have after the Gold Cup and playing them as well as you guys did in that game.
Yeah, we have a lot of confidence. We have a lot of belief in this group. You know, we're not scared of anybody. We believe that we can beat anybody in this region. And yeah, we're looking forward to this match. I mean, you can't ask for much better than a World Cup qualifier in the Azteca. So, you know, this is going to be our biggest test, I think, to date, and we're all looking forward to it, and we're all very confident going into this game.
Is the attitude a little different than maybe previous times when Canada went to Azteca? Do you guys get a sense that the attitude is different than maybe before?
I would think so. I mean, I haven't. This is my first time coming with Canada to the Azteca and playing here, so I can't speak on the other groups that have been here. But I would probably think that it's a different feeling for sure from the inside and probably from the outside as well. You know, a lot of people believe in this group. We definitely within the group, we know what we're capable of, and we're excited to show that tomorrow night.
Thank you, Jonathan. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Neil Davidson.
Thank you, Richard. Hi, John. I hope you're well.
Hey, Neil. Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. You're no stranger to Azteca, I think. I'm sure as a student of the game, it's a stadium whose history you know. Are you looking forward to playing there?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always special playing here. I played earlier this year with Toronto against Cruz Azul, and then obviously I played against Club America about 3 years ago here, and that was a special match, you know, for our team and for myself personally. So it's always special coming here and playing in Mexico. You know, these guys have been one of the best for a very long time in this region, and you know, as a competitor, you always want to play against the best. You want to prove yourself against the best, and you know, it's the way you grow as a player and a person. And everybody here on the team is looking forward to it. And yeah, so we're looking forward to what I think will be a very special night tomorrow.
Thanks, John.
John Molinaro.
Thanks, Richard. Hey, John. Hope you're doing well. Just wondering, you know, a lot is made each time, you know, at the team such as Canada goes down to Mexico about the altitude. I mean, you played down there before. Can you sort of speak to that? I mean, how much does the altitude affect things?
I mean, it is a factor for sure. I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's something that you just deal with as a player, or it's something that it's not a factor in the game. It's a factor, you know. But I think in this game, it's a bit different than playing a club team from Mexico, because you're playing against a national team in Mexico where they have players playing in outside of Mexico where they're at sea level. So I think for some of their players, it will be tough as well. So I think the altitude is tough. We've trained here a couple of days, so it's not something that's going to surprise us. It's something that we're going to have to deal with, and we know we're going to have to deal with. So it's not something that's going to be an excuse. It's something that, you know, it's another factor in the game and to deal with, along with, you know, being away at the Azteca, the away fans, you know, and so many other things that come in with being in the away team in this kind of match. It's just another factor, and you know, we're gonna do our best to deal with it.
Great. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. And we'll take one last question from Peter Galindo.
Hi, Jonathan. Thanks for taking the time. John Herdman and a couple of other players have mentioned in the past about the team's, you know, tactical flexibility and the depth. It was tested at the Gold Cup, specifically against Mexico. It'll probably be tested again tomorrow, but how much of an advantage do you think that gives you guys heading into a game like this?
Huge. I mean, especially in these kind of qualifiers and the way it is set up for this cycle. with 3 games in such, in the space of 7-8 days. You need depth. Depth is what's going to take you to the World Cup, and we have a lot of it, and we showed that in the Gold Cup. We've showed that in the last window as well. I think we had about 18 different players that started throughout the 3 games. So yeah, we're very confident with ourselves. We're confident with the players that come in, and we know that they're going to get the job done. So and honestly, I think as far as depth goes, I think maybe we are one of the deepest in this region for sure. So that's an advantage for us, and I think tomorrow it's going to show, and we're gonna try and do our best game tomorrow.
We'll get started with part 2, and Neil Davidson, if you'd like to start things off with John.
Thanks, Richard. Hi, John. That's an impressive backdrop you have tonight.
Yeah, it looks like one of them Zoom sort of add-ins from the website. No, this is real. We're in the stadium tonight and just soaking it in. It's a pretty historic stadium. Remember watching this as a kid, the '86 World Cup. Man, it's what lit my fire for football. So yeah, it's a proud moment to be here.
Given, I know this is one step on your journey tomorrow, but given the opposition and, as we just mentioned, the location, is this the stiffest test your team has faced under your direction?
Well, I think it's a good question. I think every game is just a different test. I think coming here, all I can see is opportunity. I mean, that's what we've talked about with the players. I mean, our history in this stadium hasn't been great, and the Mexicans are the perennial champions of CONCACAF. We know that. So I think for us coming in here, it's just a wonderful opportunity to step forward, and that's the message, loud and clear. We took a big step in the Gold Cup in Houston with 75,000 Mexicans cheering their team on. And tomorrow, when we play, it'll be a no backward step. We want to keep stepping forward. So this group of men are ready and I think really excited just to express themselves in this Coliseum.
Thanks, John.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Derek Van Diest from Post Media.
Hey, John, how you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, Derek.
I just want to ask you about, I guess, going in there and the attitude this team has, whether you get a sense that it's maybe different than the times you've played Mexico before, based on a little bit about that Gold Cup game and how you saw that you could play against this team and really compete against this team.
Well, when we look, we're still growing as a team. We're still getting better. And I think that's one thing we've got to keep our feet on the ground. And, games can change. As I've said to this group, you can have an underdog that fights 12 rounds, loses on a points decision, has the rematch and gets knocked out in the first round by the champion. And that's one of the biggest challenges coming in here. They know that Canada, we left a mark on them in that last game. And good teams, good players, championship teams, they step up. So we're not a surprise anymore. So what we're expecting is a big response from the Mexican team. We've got to be able to handle that. But, as we said right at the beginning, take a step forward, take another step forward together. And I think everyone is just excited to take that step forward.
Thanks, John. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll go with a couple more questions before we turn to ESPN for en Español. But Peter Galindo, please.
Hi, John. Thanks for taking the time.
Hey, Peter.
Are there any player updates you can provide at this point? I know Lucas Cavallini trained individually with the Whitecaps today, but other than that, is there any news that you can provide?
Yeah, great question. The Atiba, Kyle, Lucas are all in return to play still and progressing well. They're not with us now in Mexico, so they've missed that opportunity. And similar to you, we're monitoring them every day. We're getting good information. That's leaving us hopeful that they might join us in this window. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to bring Milan Bojan. The COVID realities with his situation has meant he's had to miss this window. You know, we had a lovely video message from him, and he's pretty emotional. This is, you know, a big loss for us. Not just as a goalkeeper, but his presence. He's been unbelievable with this group during this campaign. So we'll replace him with Dane Sinclair, and Dane's no stranger to our environment and will be an adequate replacement. He'll certainly fit into the group well, as he always has.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. John Molinaro from TFC Republic.
Thanks, Richard. Hey, John. Thanks as always for
Hey, John.
Thanks for taking the time to speak to us. Raul Jimenez is someone who missed, the semifinal game in Houston. He's obviously available this time around. How much do you think that sort of changes things for Mexico?
Yeah, I think it changes a lot. I had a chance to watch him against Newcastle this weekend. I wish I didn't. He was in great form. So, and that's what we want. We want Mexico, with their best players here. We need these tests. We need to really test ourselves in this environment. And we also need to learn. We need to learn what Mexico looks like playing with Corona, Lozano, Jimenez up front. Mexico haven't played with those three players together in over 2 years. And that's their best front three. So, we can learn because we've got a home game as well coming up in a couple of weeks' time against Mexico. So, getting on the front foot against them, understanding them as an opponent and how they work together is going to be a great challenge for us. But at the same time, we played against Jimenez in the Gold Cup. And I know, Atiba, Derek Cornelius and Daniel Henry were a back three pairing at that point. And yeah, they were able to manage him for periods. So I don't think they're coming into this, with that fear that we're, it's something we can't handle. And I think they're excited for the challenge of playing a top level player.
Thanks, John. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. One more in English, and then we'll take two more in Spanish. Joshua Cloak, please.
Hey, John, excuse me. Could you just elaborate a little bit about what your message has been to this team playing in this historic venue? Have you given them, I don't know if it's words of wisdom, but is there anything specific you've said to them about playing in Azteca?
Well, the first thing has been looking back, Josh, looking back at the journey of this team for a period of time. Whether it's been the last window, the Gold Cup, and recognizing there's a foundation that they can come into here, that they can trust each other. It's a group of players that will fight for each other, whistle to whistle. And when you've got that foundation, it gives them the ability to get after it, to get after the game. And the other message is we've suffered some moments. We've had moments where we've been down goals in games. And we've showed a resilience to come back, and that this team has the ability to score against any team in CONCACAF, which we've shown. So they can risk a bit. And I think that's a good message to us. This is a game that historically no one expects you to win in the Azteca. Not many people do here. But, there is a chance to rewrite that narrative for this group of players. And, we want to embrace that. And as a group, I think everyone is on the same page. They want to embrace an opportunity to change the narrative in what is one of the meccas of football.
Thank you. We'll go next with Leon from ESPN, and then we'll wrap up with Gabriel. And if we need, we've got Spanish translation here with Eric Tañado. Leon, go ahead.
Okay, I'll try to elaborate in English. Hi,
okay.
Coach Herdman. I am Leon Lecanda from ESPN Mexico. Nice to meet you. Coach Herdman, you were talking about Raul Jimenez, Irving Lozano, and Jesus Corona about the first time being together in the Mexico national team for the past 2 years. But what are you planning to do in the field, in the pitch, to try to counter rest to cover those players and the speed on the sides, and especially all of those balls that will be trying to get to Raul Jimenez in the front of your goalkeeper. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some good experiences now, 2 good experiences playing against Mexico. Gold Cup semi-final was our last experience. It was only 5-6 weeks ago, so it wasn't too long ago that we, had a chance to play in front of 75,000 Mexicans and with a very talented Mexican team. For us coming into this game, we have a different squad. We have different weapons, which just gives us new opportunities that we didn't have in that last game. So some of it's about worrying about Mexico, and then some of it's about making Mexico worry about us, because I feel, that's where Canada are at now. We're at a stage where, we have to get that balance right coming into a game.
And we'll
Thank you.
wrap up with
Thank you.
Gabriel Valdez. Gabriel?
Thank you very much. John, how do you face this game? Because you didn't have your full field roster on training since Monday, and the players has to get to Mexico City just one by one. Will be a huge challenge that your players feel comfortable, feel with confidence to deal this game in that way?
Yeah, I mean, the people of Mexico have been brilliant since we've been here. We've had access to a top-class training facility, one of the best training facilities we've ever experienced in our lives, to be honest. And we get the chance to play here. I mean, this is a dream come true for many players to grace this surface. So everything's just positive. It's, we're going to travel to some tough places in CONCACAF, and for us, this is probably one of those places we've been so excited to come and play in. So, mentally, I think the players are prepared to enjoy the moment and embrace the moment. And regardless of tough travel, players missing through COVID or injury, this group have shown before. We didn't have our full squad in the Gold Cup, but the less players we seem to have, the more this group binds together. And the more we bind together, the better our performances seem to be. So it's a glass half full. We're excited and ready to go.
So that wraps up our official press conference. Match day -1, Estadio Azteca, CONCACAF final round of FIFA World Cup Qualifiers.